Finally, a family atmosphere,
Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means, happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Zachary, we are rocking and rolling, off and running on a Thursday. We are at Sliders on the patio. Oh, my goodness gracious. I mean, it's a broken record right now, but you cannot beat the atmosphere, the crowd. The happy hour crowd is rolling in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables are seated out here on the patio, a huge table of about 7. Wonderful, wonderful weather to be out. The bar inside, the famous Juliet the Drink Bar. They've got the roll open window things going. It is wonderful. Johnny Pop is, of course, manning the Oyster Bar. Will tell you all about the best seafood that you will find in our area. I guarantee you'll find it right here at Sliders Oyster Bar. Terry Norvelle bringing it to you here. We hope to hear from Patrick Young a little bit later. And, of course, our producer extraordinaire, Zach Rothrock. A lot of fun stuff to get to today, including, man, this NFL thing and this time of year and the quarterbacks that actually get to make it and take snaps in the NFL. We don't have enough good quarterbacks. I think everybody agrees that follows the NFL. There just aren't enough good quarterbacks to go around. And Tommy DeVito, I don't want to pick on this guy, but Tommy DeVito is getting the job again with the Giants. Tommy DeVito can't play dead no Western. I mean, this guy will start in the NFL again. Came from Syracuse. I saw Tommy DeVito. There are so few quality. Let me back up there. There are 32 franchises. At any given time, there are only about 20-ish really NFL-level quarterbacks. It's amazing. I've got a list here. Guys that have no business ever playing in the NFL. I mean, we could go back decades. It's been this way for a long, long time. You won't believe some of the names. We'll talk about quarterback play in the league. Frankly, there aren't enough quality head coaches. I mean, you always get this recycled group of coaches and or general managers. We'll tie that into the Jaguars as well. Speaking of the Jaguars, certainly nothing new on the Doug Peterson situation. Nothing has come out anyway publicly. I still think I may be on to something. And Zach, if you've got a minute, I want to bring you on. I don't know if you got, I know obviously when you're back producing, you got a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if you heard, I think it was yesterday, I really put a lot of thought into, I actually did some thinking when it comes to the show, Zach. I actually just decided to put a little effort into the show, you know. Yeah. I really put my thinking cap on Tuesday, I think it was. We started talking about, I don't know if you heard, you didn't produce that day. My theory now on why Doug Peterson has not been released. There's got to be a reason. Obviously, he's getting released. We know that. And two franchises have already fired coaches, blah, 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 blah. You know what, Zach, I think now there's something contractually that there's a date or so. To me, I bet you it's something contractually, and it may mean if his contract may say if he gets fired in December, he gets that month. I don't know. I think it's something contractually, and I think Shad Khan may, if my theory is correct, I think Shad Khan may be holding off to the benefit of Doug Peterson because I don't think they have a bad relationship. I don't think Shad Khan doesn't like Doug Peterson. I could see Shad Khan holding off on the firing because something contractually, if it happens in the month of December, not November, maybe more money goes to Peterson. And that's kind of his golden parachute. You know what I mean? I think it's got to be something contractually that they're waiting on a certain date and something kicks in. Is that nuts, do you think?
No, that's definitely not one of the more crazy theories I've heard. I mean, it definitely could make sense. I'm trying to kind of like real quickly like look into this to see if I can find anything on that. It's not anything I think that is public knowledge.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, there certainly could be a post.
And I mean, this would be something, certainly when these coaches get hired and the players, we end up finding out the generalities of the contract. Okay, this quarterback signed 4 years for $28 million with this. We get the generalities, but these contracts are there's a lot of language in there. I think there's a lot of language in all these contracts, and there's injury talk, and I think it's the same with coaches. I'm just theorizing that if we actually had Doug Peterson's contract, okay, and we handed it to an attorney and they skimmed through it, I bet you there's something that is in there, some stipulation. There's probably a bunch of stipulations, right? You can't do this, you can't do that, don't quit, blah, 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 blah. You get paid on, blah, blah, blah. I would think there may be a stipulation that says something. If you're fired in the month of November, this monetary is owed you. If you get fired in December, it may be more beneficial. I don't think it's the team holding out trying to screw Doug Peterson. I wouldn't be surprised if Shad Khan goes, "Hey man, if I pull the trigger in December, it's more financially beneficial for Peterson." And I could see Khan doing that because I don't think they have an adversarial relationship. Do you?
No, I haven't seen anything that indicates that there's anything, personally. I feel like if there was, he would be gone. If there was something personal between them, he would have been after 52-6 and the bye week coming up. That's when you terminate.
Yeah.
But no, I think that alone kind of proves that there's no type of bitter animosity in that regard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it does also kind of feel like if you're going to do a midseason firing, Monday would have been the day to do that. So it feels like it's not going to happen. And I don't necessarily know what that means for 2025 and beyond. And like you say, there aren't that many. So like you fired Doug Peterson and then what would kind of be my next question. Like, because Bill Belichick, I know that's the rumor that, the name that people throw out there. And even if that were to be true, which I don't think it is true, I don't think that he would be substantially better than Doug Peterson. He definitely wouldn't be better for the growth of Trevor Lawrence than Doug Peterson is, and that's ultimately what you need.
Couple things about Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's got some people a little bit stirred up here in Jacksonville for the good. Belichick's name has been mentioned with about 4 other franchises, right? I've heard Belichick's name mentioned here. So that's kind of the name du jour, if you will. You're hearing that with, what do we got? We got the Jets open. We've got the Saints open. Jacksonville's going to open, and 3 or 4 more are going to open. Say the other thing, you got to be careful. Obviously, Bill Belichick, nobody can throw a resume around like him, right? I mean, that's understood. Nobody can throw a resume around like Bill Belichick. But a lot of times, when you go get that legend, the magic just isn't there, right? You know what I mean? And hell, Zachary, we can look as far as bringing back the great Tom Coughlin. When Tom Coughlin came back here, remember that? That was a disaster, right? Tom Coughlin was the original. He was the original GM and head coach. He got the franchise started. We all know Tom Coughlin. Then he goes to New York, wins 2 Super Bowls. They bring him back. Zach, Tom Coughlin was a disaster the second go around. So you got to be careful.
He did kind of lead them to their resurgence. I was trying to line Patrick up. I think we might have lost him again. But he did kind of lead their resurgence. He built that team that went in and won that playoff game in Pittsburgh. Got them just a couple of plays away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think most people think that he was out of the loop, out of the way you do it now. So just be careful. Sometimes when you go get those legends, it just they just can't find the magic. Speaking of magic, there's I don't know how I'm going to tie this in, but there's our magic man, Patrick Young. How bad was that, by the way? How bad was that?
It wasn't your best work.
It wasn't my best work, Patrick Young. Hey, buddy, before we get into anything else, I want to talk for a minute and be serious about your broadcast the other day. Florida wins the basketball game over Florida A&M, and what we talked.
I forgot, man. You got me. I didn't shout us out, man.
No. Hold on. No, I'm being serious here now for a minute. So bear with me. Obviously, we can break down the game a little bit. Florida was much better, and they had some good, some bad, and early season. That was a good broadcast. I was really impressed with you. Patrick was on the call, and I didn't know it was going to be a 3-man booth.
Me neither.
Okay, so you, Mark Wise, and who was the play-by-play guy?
Kyle Crooks. He's fantastic.
Kyle Crooks. Yeah. Well, Patrick, I don't think you 3 guys have worked together a lot. as a 3 team.
That was the first time.
And that's hard, man. And y'all didn't trip over each other.
Yeah. It's important, we got those headphones on, and people don't see us during the game while we're talking, but Mark will, say put a finger up or something, like I got something I want to, and Kyle, he knows, since he's the play-by-play, he's supposed to lay back a little bit more.
Absolutely.
If we
totally agree,
he hears us, bringing something up. But no, I was super happy to see Mark Wise.
Yeah,
because he's just a fantastic human being. But yeah, I felt like it went well.
We may be boring people that don't know broadcasting. It's a 3-man booth is hard if you haven't worked together, man. You could trip on each other and man, that was smooth. I really enjoyed that broadcast.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I don't. It drives me crazy knowing that in studio everything's so tight and short. Like if someone, unless we're filling time between a game, one game ends early, or it's taking a long time, or whatever reason that there's a 5-6 minute fill, and those are great. But when we are on schedule and stuff, and we got a minute and a half, drives me crazy. Yeah, Peter Burns takes up the whole minute trying to set up his question. I'm like, dude, like, yes, basketball, absolutely, but like, and because
you're the analyst.
It gets kind of repetitive how they do it. Host, you have an answer.
Yes, I agree.
I agree. It gets a little stale that way.
It's funny you said that. When I used to do a lot of studio work, Sun Sports and college, mostly college football, we would get in that rut, like you just said, where it was so host, analyst, back to host, second analyst, back to host. We used to fight for, well, can we just talk ball? Can we build in a 5-minute, just talking ball? But TV, they want to be so structured, man.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Structured.
Yeah, I think fans would enjoy us having a little bit more time in terms of break. But the advertisers, you got 15 minute half, and advertisement is like 8 minutes of it.
I get it.
Yeah, not a
Patrick Young.
If you want to learn more about whatever you're listening to, get it on the podcast or listen on the radio.
Yeah. All right, Patrick Young, let's stay in college basketball, for God's sakes. I know it's probably not the lead story for everybody, but hey, you know the phrase, hold my beer?
Yeah.
You know that phrase, hey, hold my beer. Well, I don't know if you noticed last night, but the JU Fighting Dolphins, that's an angry Dolphin right there. The JU Fighting Dolphins said, hey, crosstown rival North Florida, I like your wins. North Florida's got a win over Georgia Tech, and they have a win over, South Carolina?
Yep.
That's 2 nice wins for North Florida. You see what the Dolphins did last night?
Yeah, they went up and they came back too. They were down by a bit.
Yeah, the Fighting Dolphins went up into ACC country. You've heard of that, right? The Atlantic Coast Conference, play a little basketball up there. They go up into ACC country, and they come out with a not a 1, not a 2, a 10-point win over Virginia Tech. Yeah. 10 points here, Patrick. Hold my beer, UNF.
It's looking like UNF and JU, those Riverside, what we call them?
City Rumble. River City Rumble, pal. River City Rumble.
Games. It's going to be some good ones.
And you've got some JU basketball coming up, right?
Yeah, December 5th. I need to check and see what game that is, but December 5th and 14th.
Patrick, I got to put you in some green and gold, baby. Some green and gold.
I'm trying to think. I have a green shirt, a green dress shirt.
We'll get you some stuff.
It's not JU green.
You need to start learning these words here. Cheer for Jacksonville. Da, 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 da. I don't know all the words of Jacksonville, and it goes something like
words to your own school.
Jacksonville.
Tennessee. Tennessee's words.
We're gonna beat you. We're gonna defeat you. Blah 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 blah. Go Dolphins. Huh? You intimidated? Did that intimidate you?
You sounded like Zach. Bear with me here. Did that remind you of Peter Griffin from Family Guy? That had to remind you of. I can't be the only one.
I know what you mean by that. Yeah,
that's something Peter Griffin.
Like the bird is the word.
Yeah, he will mumble through.
Is that how he does it when he doesn't know the word?
Sometimes, not always, but it's
That's how. That's also how Beavis and Butthead read, because they don't know. They're stupid. They'll read something and they'll go, "He went to the word." They won't know, and they'll just keep going. And then he word.
They just skipped over it like that. Oh my gosh!
They just say it's like a word filler. They'll just say the word because I don't really know what this word. They don't know.
Zach, what's up with the Steelers shirt today? What's going on here?
Well, yeah, I know how much Terry loves when grown men wear jerseys, so I decided that since it was game day, I would wear my Mean Joe Green.
Hold on, how
Steelers
old
jersey.
are you, Zach? How old are you?
I am 33.
Okay, yeah, over 30. Under 30, I'll let you young kids wear jerseys and ball caps and backward, but 30 or over, you got it. No backward ball cap, no jersey.
What if the player played 20 years before I was born?
Is that Mean Joe Green?
It's Mean Joe. Yeah.
Now you're not a Steeler fan, are you?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was born a Steelers fan. Yeah, like my whole family.
Day one, we knew that, Terry.
We were Steeler fans. We were Steeler fans from before the Panthers were even born because the Steelers came on TV locally.
Why didn't I know this, Zach?
We've talked about it on air a few times.
Yeah, that's why. Remember, I picked them to beat
the quarterback battle.
Yeah, I picked them to beat the Cowboys, and then I was devastated that next Wednesday when they lost. That was when I was at my all-time lowest with the picks. I was like, holy crap. That's when I started. That's honestly when I started raging and picking all the Florida teams to win. And then somehow that worked out, and now here we are.
By the way,
big time.
I never knew you were a Steeler fan. It didn't really involve me. So I don't know if y'all know this. If stuff doesn't really involve me,
I have noticed.
I don't really care about anything.
Yeah.
I've got to be in there somewhere.
It's not something I bring up a whole lot. I don't like to thump my chest about it, but yeah, I am. And
now's not a bad time to do that.
And to go back to your point about how there's not enough quarterbacks for each team to have a good one. The Steelers actually have 2 competent starting quarterbacks somehow. So I don't know how they managed to do that. Whereas, a lot of these other franchises, to your point, they really don't have enough for every team to have 32. Will Levis is not a starting quarterback.
Do you know anything about Mean Joe Green, the number 75 jersey you're wearing? Do you know much about him? Well, he was good. He was a good player.
I know they took him in 1969, and he turned the whole franchise around.
He was, I think, small school guy. I don't think he was a big school guy, but Mean Joe came in, and that Steeler defensive line was just ungodly.
Hey, all 4 of them went to the Hall of Fame.
L.C. Greenwood and Dwight White and Mean Joe. And, Mean Joe is probably best known in the country by the famous commercial he cut.
Thanks,
the Coca-Cola commercial.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And are you guys aware of that?
Oh yeah.
Pat,
yeah. And it's been parodied several times too.
Yeah, it was when it came out like the mid '70s. He was already a star and was Coca-Cola Patrick, and it was just shot real well. It was just a heartwarming story. So the setup, and we may even can find it, but the setup is. He just played a game. He's defensive lineman. He's all banged up, dirty, and he's walking. It looks like going from the field into his locker room or to the locker room, and he can barely move. Pat, and some little cute kid fan, right, says, something about, "Hey, Mean Joe," and Joe tosses him his jersey.
Yeah, hey kid.
Right?
Yeah,
hey kid, catch. Yeah, that was the line. Hey, it was just very, very famous commercial. But man, was he good! And that whole Steelers defense, gosh, I want to say about 9 of the 11 true starters are in the Hall of Fame on that defense, man.
Yeah.
The offense was good. Pat, do you remember, or did you look back at those great Steelers, Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris, Lynn Swann? Man, what'd they win, Zach? 4. They won
4 out of 6.
They won, 4 out of 6. They won 2 Super Bowls in a row.
Mm-hmm.
1 year in between. Or 2 in between, and then they won back-to-back. They won back-to-back twice in 5 years?
Yep.
Or 6 years?
Yeah, 6 years exactly.
And Patrick, they matched up twice with the Cowboys, and you could not have written a better script. It was the America's team, Roger Staubach, Calvin Hill, Tony Dorsett. It was the pretty Cowboys. You know what I mean by pretty? Their uniforms looked cool. They were America's team. And they were really good. The Cowboys, and Zach, you know this from your history. They would match up in those Super Bowls, and Pittsburgh was not the glitzy, pretty. They were the steel town, and they were the Steelers.
Hit them in the mouth. Oh yeah,
yeah. And not that the Cowboys were soft or anything, but the Cowboys would have been the Ferrari, and the Steelers would have been a souped-up funny car. You know what I mean? A muscle car. They would have been a muscle, right? Does that make a good analogy, Zach?
Yeah,
the Cowboys would have been the Ferrari.
Yeah, it was Frank Harris coming downhill.
And the Steelers would have been the muscle car. And it just was – it was almost – Patrick, it was almost Lakers-Celtics where all the – you had a million things to market. It was just such good dichotomy, if that's the right word. You know, really good.
We need that again, man.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It really is. All right, guys, let's take a break. We'll come back. We've got 2 more days
right now.
What do you got?
Who's the worst quarterback in the league right now? Give me the top,
my gosh!
Give me your top 7 worst quarterbacks. Top 5.
I got some lists here that are in.
I think Daniel Jones has got to be at the top or bottom, however you want to.
How about that guy Tim Boyle that took snaps for the Dolphins earlier in the year?
Man!
Anybody on the Dolphins not named Tua? Yeah.
How about? And I got a list because we're going to talk about. I think the NFL's too big. There's not enough quarterbacks to. Contraction would help. Easton Stick. Who is that? Y'all ever hear that name?
Is he on the Chargers?
Snaps. Easton Stick. Tyler Huntley. Cooper. How about this Cooper Rush guy? He's quarterbacking the Dallas freaking Cowboys. That's all they can find.
He's not playing bad, man.
But he was better. He was better last time Dak was out.
That's true. That's
how about some guy?
Way better.
How about a guy within he may have played this year, Clayton Tune. Remember that name? Clayton Tune took snap for somebody. Oh, well, this is proving my point.
You're proving a great point right now.
These guys all have taken snaps in the NFL this year and or last year. I mean,
you made that last name. That's not real.
PJ Walker. How about PJ Walker?
I know PJ Walker. That's the XFL MVP. That's the GOAT. He deserves to get some snaps. Now, that's Philip J. Walker.
He's the GOAT.
Put some respect on
him. He said he was the GOAT.
He was with Carolina last year.
He was.
Before, right?
Yeah. When he was in the XFL, he lit them up, boy. He was my guy.
Is Trevor? I'm talking about just for this year. I'm not talking overall, but Trevor's definitely in the bottom 10.
Oh,
right
this year, 100%. He can get back up.
Hey, Trevor's somewhere. Hey, Trevor's somewhere here in town, minding his own business, working out, and Patrick Young just snuck up behind him. He waited until he saw this big bus coming down the road. And he pushed him right out in front of the bus. Right out in front of the bus.
Trevor's like, I'm just minding my own business. Dang, bro. Nah.
All right, let's take a break. We got to get to we got 2 more days. We'll do our picks tomorrow and Friday. But there is a new sheriff in town, a new leader at the top of the picks. And I begrudgingly will talk about it when we come back. A lot of other topics, including a funny. I'm cynical, and I thought it was a funny headline when I read it about LeBron James. That and a whole lot more. He is Patrick Young. I'm Terry Norvelle, Zach Rothrock producing. And Patrick, we have 2 tickets to Florida Ole Miss. We got to give those bad boys away. Let's take a break. Come back live from Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming, from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 143-2579.
So I'm holding the famous Sliders Oyster Bar menu. They feature the Safe Harbor seafood. You can go appetizers. You can go full meals. Oyster bar. How about oysters? Peel and eat shrimp, steamed crabs, oysters Rockefeller. We go on and on. Conch fritters, calamari. That's just fun to say, Patrick. Calamari.
Yeah,
right?
This one is nice. Yeah.
Calamari, make port shrimp, fish, scallops, clams, calamari, oysters, crab cakes, on and on and on. Fresh catch of the day. Shrimp and grits. They've got it all. They prepare it to your liking. The best seafood, the freshest seafood can be found right here from that dock right over there to your plate in about that much time. Thank you to our Thursday sponsor, of course, Sliders Oyster Bar right here in Neptune Beach. Patrick, real quick, I'm kind of cynical, kind of funny, but LeBron James, maybe I'm the only one that found humor in this. Let me get your opinion and Zach. So yesterday, LeBron James goes to his social media pages, Instagram and Facebook or whatever. So LeBron goes to his social media pages and he announces that he's no longer going to be on his social media pages. He's backing off a little bit for a while. So he announces he's leaving social media on social media.
Right.
Am I the only one that thinks that's funny?
How else is he going to do it? Yeah. What other way would you want him to do it?
Well,
I
think
guess
you could. Well, you could just
get interviewed.
You could just
he can
do
get on
it.
TV anytime.
You could just do it and not make a big announcement. Yeah, potentially.
Yeah. But,
well, I think maybe it helps. People won't think he's ghosting or something like that because he's just got a big imprint, if they're trying to reach out for, I don't know, man. Yeah,
that's definitely true. That's definitely true.
Zach, is it not funny? Come on, Patrick, be funny here for a second.
Funny.
It's funny.
And I mean, he obviously has to do the most dramatic thing, and that is the most dramatic thing. So yeah.
I definitely don't think it's news. That's
a good
LeBron
point.
could have called ESPN and said, "Send a camera. I want to tell somebody something." He announced he's getting off social media for a while on social media. I think that's funny. Pat, what hat is that? What's the hat you got there? What is that?
Knows how
Eskimo looking guy.
I'm trying to be nice because his feelings are hurt. That's the Iceman.
He looks like
I was thinking that's an Iceman. Yeah,
that's an Iceman. His feelings are hurt.
Is it a Jacksonville Iceman?
Yes. What other Iceman do you know?
I'm not familiar with.
I've never seen that logo though. I've never seen that logo.
He's got his regular logo is his full body, but they just cut his head off to put it on the hat.
Oh no, cut his head off. That sounds like Ted Williams. Ugh.
Oh my god,
that sounds like Ted. Hey, by the way, Iceman won yesterday 5-0. 5-0's like 48-0 in other sports.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. And there was a fight. 5-0 and a fight. That's what you want to see.
There you go.
All that.
Ooh,
money's worth.
Yes,
and
exactly.
the fight. Did y'all get that reference? The headless Ted Williams. You know, Ted Williams has passed away.
Oh, yeah.
His head has been severed from his body. He's in a cryogenic. God. He's in a cryogenic lab in Arizona. I swear to God.
Oh, on purpose.
This is true.
I swear
so it's like
God.
Disney. So like when AI takes over the world, he's going to be regenerated. How much does it cost to do that? I want to do that.
A lot of money. I don't have time to get into it. Pat, you and I've talked about it. I think this is the craziest story in the history of sports. Absolutely. You have to look it up. But in a nutshell, the great Ted Williams, probably the best hitting player in the history of baseball. And it was a big family. When he died, there was a big will, money and control of the estate. No, just a mess. John Henry, his son, ended up winning. And, it was just a family. You've heard of that. Their family battle, right? When he died and who's got control. And so, John Henry, the son, finally produced some document and said this was his wish, that he hopes maybe science can bring people back. So there's a couple companies that do. How
much does it cost? Did it
cost a lot?
And then cost to upkeep and all that stuff.
It cost a lot. But anyway, the place is Alcor. It's called, in Arizona. It's a cryogenic lab where they can freeze things and people and bodies.
There's a lot of people's heads there.
Probably. Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, the way they do it is, and I don't know what the reasoning is, but this is gross, but it's true. Y'all can look it up. They have to sever the head. So the head's like in a paint bucket or something somewhere else. And the body, and the theory is if science ever advances, medical science ever advances, they're going to stitch him back up. Like
I think it will. I think either science is going to advance to that point, or society is going to cease to exist as a whole. One of those two things is going to happen.
That sounds like
it's inevitable.
I'd write a book about that's what I would do.
I mean, I don't know. That's not.
That sounds like a book.
Potentially, but yeah, those are the only two outcomes.
Is that not the craziest story you've ever heard? The greatest hitter in the history of Major League Baseball, a decorated Army veteran. He was a fighter pilot in Korea. A champion fisherman, Ted freaking Williams. He's hanging around, no pun intended, with his head cut off in a cryogenics lab.
It only cost him like $250,000. This is easy. I can raise this before my life ends. Yeah.
So
it's at $120,000 to each, like his head.
So are you saying off with his head?
Yeah, I want this.
Off with your head, Zach.
I want this. Oh yeah, $250,000 is all I need before I die. Done.
Look
That's
at Patrick.
easy.
He's stunned over there. We're talking about severed heads. Is this good for ratings? Severed heads. Is that?
I'm only like 30% joking about this. I would do this.
Hey, this is in the context of sports, Patrick. This is a sports topic. It's a sports topic.
I mean,
right?
It relates to a person that plays sports.
Yeah.
That played.
Patrick, his head is cut off from his body.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you, we called when this happened years ago, it's probably 15 years ago. We called out there and got multiple interviews with people at Alcor. And sometime I would get them on the air and some of them would be a little chatty, but a lot of them, well, we can't really answer that. Can't really answer that. I'm like, well, how's Ted doing? Right? Oh well. All right, Patrick. I got a basketball.
Obviously, there's no brain activity. What do they monitor? Anything? Are they monitor?
I don't know.
How do you keep the body from decaying?
What do you stay? Is it called formaldehyde? Is it called formaldehyde?
Wow, Ted Williams' head is what I call my girlfriend.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. I wish it wasn't there, and I feel a little awkward here. Is it formaldehyde, the stuff you get put in and it preserves? I think it's formaldehyde, right? Anybody in the world?
Uncle Paul, can you elaborate? I need you to hit us again.
No, do not elaborate.
Elaborate.
Yeah, I don't know if we want him to. I don't know if we want him to.
Zach, get ready. Get the button. I don't know how to get rid of that.
Keep him in here.
Where has this gone? Huh? All right, guys. I got Patrick. Basketball topic for you.
All right.
So we saw Gino Auriemma.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Set the record all-time college basketball wins. Well, what's he got? 1,200 wins, for God's sakes. He coached. Here's my thought about Auriemma, and we all know there's a massive imbalance in women's basketball at the high school level and the college, right? There's a huge imbalance. There's only a couple of good teams. There's only a couple of good teams. Say that again?
I say, yeah, you talk about top heavy. Yeah, it is super imbalanced.
And at the high school level, it's ungodly imbalance. I mean, you'll have a team.
What program is currently causing women's college basketball to be so top heavy and unbalanced? Will that
buzzards.
Don's? Okay, I was making sure. Okay.
There's filthy buzzards. So anyway, here's the deal with Auriemma, and I'm just going to guess at this, but I think you guys can help theorize here. So Gino Auriemma has coached all these games. He's won 1,200 and whatever. Now he's the all-time. That's a lot of games. Patrick Young, I'm just going to throw out a number. You can help me here. Because of the imbalance in college basketball with the women's side, I would venture to guess that of his 1,275 or whatever wins, if you took every score and ran an average, I would guess about 80% of his wins in there were probably in the vicinity of 80 to 40. 40-point wins. Patrick, I know you want to win. Winning is the ultimate goal in competition. But can you imagine how boring the majority of those 1,200 Patrick, when you're beating a team by 30, 35, 40, and that's common in those wins, right?
Yeah, it's very common in women's basketball. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think
that'd be the biggest challenge I think that's one of the biggest challenges you probably have is getting his girls to continue to do the things that you would do discipline wise if you were playing a top team, like if it was actually like a great competition that you do with the team you're going to beat. You're going to beat them by 50, but we still need to play our way.
But I mean, what do you think 80% is too much? I mean, he only plays Tennessee and South Carolina every once in a while. Those games are 99 to 37.
Well, what's so sad about the truth of what you're spewing right now is that, look, the number one team, South Carolina, if they played the number 25 team, 24, 23, 22, 20, probably up to number 15, I think they would beat all of those teams by 30 plus points. So 30, it's not 40, really until you get to like literally the top 10, which programs that are always in where, you actually can see, like, I think South Carolina's going to UCLA. UCLA's number 3 here recently.
Is that right?
That might actually be a good one. I still expect South Carolina to win, but it'd be a game worth watching. But when you go to the West Coast, those games tip off at 10 p.m.
Yeah. But wouldn't you imagine, he can't say it, but you can't sit through 80% of he's won 1,217 games. 80. I bet you 800 of those games were 40-point blowouts.
It's hard to disagree with that because he's had 5 or 6 undefeated championships.
I got it right here, Pat. Here, and it's incredible what he did. I'm just saying, how bored would you be that many games that are over at the end of the first quarter? The game's over.
Game's over at the end of the first 5 minutes.
And he's still going. 1,217 wins, 11 national titles, 23 Final Fours, 6 undefeated seasons. And Patrick, get this. He has had 2 separate win streaks of 92 and 111. Patrick, what about those numbers?
He is the John Wooden of women's basketball. I mean,
really is. And there were multiple times where I don't know if Auriemma ever got close, but his name was mentioned multiple times for men's jobs. Go ahead and but he stayed true to the women's game.
Yeah. And I love, man, like I want people like him to speak out more, because he understands that, look, and there's a lot of people, I'm not trying to make this political at all, but like men do not belong in women's sports. If any male NCAA, let's say, I'm not gonna say any, but give me an average, give me someone like Michi Johnson's pretty good, but give me an average college player that's able to go over and play on the women's side would dominate. And like I think what Gino, the space that he is in, like the memories, the history, you would just hate for something like that because there is no asterisks, no star, no question on his reputation. Not like you think about Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
you can say, oh yeah, Bill Belichick had the Deflategate, and then they had the spying scandal, but there's nothing on Gene. Like he has played a clean game. It's pretty amazing, but get UConn to that elite level, how he did it. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
I will tell you this: I just saw on ESPN, because I'm trying to look up. There's a new girl in college basketball that they're trying to push.
Juju.
Who is it?
Juju Watkins.
That's it. Where's she play at? Do you know?
USC.
Yeah, she's the newest one.
She's pretty great. She's pretty great.
They're trying to replace, Caitlin Clark as a college. By the way, Zach, his little Buzzards of South Carolina, his Buzzards, they're on a 43-game winning streak right now. I just saw little Buzzards 43.
Yeah, and they also tend to win these 80 to 40 point games. I believe I saw like an 88 to 12 or something earlier this year.
Yeah, I'll give you. Yeah. I'll correlate this for you. Here in Jacksonville, the best women's high school team historically has been Ribault, the Lady Trojans, and they had a legend. Al Austin was their longtime coach, and then Sheila Pinnock took over, and she kept it going for a long time. Al Austin, they would win the mythical national championship. They were so good, and it was not uncommon for Ribault girls to beat schools here in the area. I mean, 106 to 14. I mean, it was just the imbalances. Can you imagine if you're the coach, sitting through 400 of those, Patrick? That'd be hard to do.
Well, and scoring that many points in high school, especially with no shot clock, like those girls were getting it.
Yeah,
you got to, because you want it. You want your girls to continue to play the style of play that is your strength.
Yeah,
and I think it's a respect for basketball to play, like when you're out there for the game, that you go out there and play. Like, yes, you don't. There's a point, obviously, when you can bring the dogs down, put them back, cage them back up, but it's a respect for your team, for the game of basketball, and your opponent. Even though they're getting their grasses beat, I think they would appreciate that they didn't take it so easy on them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But man, I sat there and thought about Auriemma when that happened yesterday. I go, my God, he must have sat through 800 absolute blowouts, and that's got to be hard on you, man. I mean, now he's winning the games, but still,
yeah.
I mean, you know who he is in his press conferences. He's got a lot of Saban in him, right? He'll get a little surly at the press conferences, but man, he's turned out some players, hasn't he?
He has. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, Breanna Stewart. I don't know. She may have had one season they won the 50, but 4 in a row.
Yeah,
she won a championship every year she was at UConn.
How about that?
Yeah, pretty crazy.
How about that? Hey, who gets that job? That's a tough job to get.
Man,
that's like taking over for Coach K. You know.
Yeah. But he's doing good. Yeah, Shire,
Shire.
Is it a former player? Yeah, I think it's a former player. That's
I think he is.
One of those girls. I would hate. I would hate to see Diana Taurasi over there on the sidelines. I would hate.
Why?
That. She's not a. She's. I'm not gonna say she's not a great person, but she's a hater.
Say it.
She's a hater. She hates on Caitlin Clark so hard.
Wonder what Caitlin Clark's going to do. Is she at some point going to get tired of the way she gets treated, or you think that'll soften up a little bit? You think the league will start softening up a little bit?
I don't think so, because like when you see when she seems to really recognize the amazing impact she has on families and little girls in the game of basketball.
Yeah.
Like I think she may feel responsible in order to keep growing the game and not worry about nonsense. Because the fans are going to continue to be on her side, as we should be. Like, she's amazing. She is incredible. And she was a little. And I'm curious to see how next year's going to go, because I didn't like the coach. The coach, she seemed to have a little bit of hater in her too on Caitlin. Weird, man.
Her pro coach.
Her pro coach with the WNBA.
Okay, I didn't know that. I don't pay enough attention. So
yeah.
Interesting.
But it's really interesting. They fired the coach after they made it. They made it to the playoffs and had a little bit of a run, and they still fired the coach.
Well, maybe that speaks to what you just talked.
It's really short leashes in the WNBA.
Well, maybe that speaks to what you said. I mean, that franchise and that league may say, "Hey, coach, if one of you's got to go, you got to go. Caitlin's our sugar mama, right?
Oh yeah,
she's the sugar mama right now. Yeah. She's
going. The WNBA still lost a bunch of money last year, but it was the most popular the league had ever been.
That's all they do is lose money. They've never even come close to.
Gosh, I blame Dwayne The Rock Johnson and his freaking XFL venture.
How about that,
man? Put that money in WNBA, and it will just give them a springboard to maybe have some, to be positive. To reach the best heights it can. It's never going to reach the heights of the NBA, but the best heights might be, they actually are making a profit each year.
I know the game I'm gonna bring up is not popular enough, but I would like to see money and a move to promote women's fast pitch softball at the college level. I think that's a great game. I think that is a great game. Just a wonderful game. Fun to watch.
A lot of those women are not hard to look
at. I never noticed. Never noticed.
And they're covered. You can't say sexual. They are fully dressed and covered.
Yeah, it's not a skimpy uniform thing. No, not at all. Hey, let's take a break here, guys.
Have you ever had a softball pitcher pitch to you when you try to hit one?
Not fast pitch. No, never have.
I'd love to try.
No, never have. Yeah, it'd be different, I bet you.
It's hard.
It'd be different.
It's really hard.
Let's take a break. If you got some topics, feel free to bring them. I was going to give Zach a during the break assignment. I can't remember what it was.
Was it Mean Joe Green?
No, it was we were just talking about something. I was going to ask Zach to look up something. I don't know. It's dadgum Alzheimer's of mine, I tell you. Patrick can't remember anything. For God's sake. But I do remember. Let's take a break, and we come back. I don't know if y'all have heard about the NFL land pirates. We got land pirates, not sea pirates. We got land pirates, and it's serious. Hold on. We'll talk about that on the other side. We're wrapping up hour number 1 here. The Young and Norvelle Show. Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, and Zach Rothrock. Feel free to drop us some chats if you'd like. Keep them clean. And Pat, 2 more tickets we're giving away.
That's right.
The guy that won the tickets last week, man, did he have fun. Florida, LSU, we've got 2 for Florida. Ole Miss. Keep your ears on, and we'll figure out how we're going to give them away. Final home game for the Gators, Patrick. Final home game.
Game.
You know what we need to get you to do? You need to be an honorary Mr. Two-Bits.
That'd be great.
You know that?
I would love to.
It's going to be, let's see, last week it was Rex Grossman. It's going to be Major Wright this Saturday.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Major Wright. Are you ready for a high noon kickoff? You got to get out of bed and get moving, Patrick.
No. I don't have to
High
do
noon. High noon.
I'm just going to prop my phone up and have it on.
Oh,
I don't have to get up. I'm going to be locked in.
You're not going?
No.
You're not going? Mm-hmm. Come on, Pat. Hey, I would imagine the media meal will be breakfast, right? It's got to be breakfast, right?
Breakfast, yeah, absolutely. Oh, and by the way, I have a parking pass if you want to take it.
Yes, I do.
Yes, it's under the stadium, so like you don't have to take that walk at all. That long Flavette walk or whatever you do.
Yeah, I hate where they park the media at.
Yeah,
but I don't want to get in trouble.
Literally under the stadium where the
Okay.
players and the buses enter.
I'll ask. I'll reach out and ask the SID people if I would get in trouble doing that because I don't want to get in trouble with the UF people.
Right, yeah,
I'll ask.
Nobody, they wouldn't know.
Yeah, but when they see me getting out of there, they know. Everybody knows me, Pat.
That's true. Yeah.
That's why they park me. I'm so important. They park me 400 miles away. That's why. All right, let's take a break. We got land pirates, guys. Remember that. We're going to talk about the land pirates on the other side. Young and Norvelle continuing here on a gorgeous, gorgeous Thursday. I'm posted up here on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jax with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices or pitching. Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
All right, we got ourselves some land pirates is what we have. Patrick Young, as we welcome you back, I'm telling you a true story now, and this is becoming serious. The NFL has sent out a mandate to all their players, and supposedly it started happening to some other pro sports leagues. But, guys, you ready for this? Earlier this year in the NFL, about a month ago, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce both had their homes burglarized within several days of each other, right? And it kind of, right away, they kind of thought, hey, man, these things may be related. But, guys, and we've lost Patrick, so Zachary, you can,
I'm here.
Zach, you can comment. But
I hear you.
Come to find out now, a lot of high-level professional athletes in our country, recently they've been robbed, right? They're getting robbed, and the FBI got involved, and they start looking it up. And these are well-known athletes. It's happened in the NFL. It's happened in other sports. They're getting robbed, and it seems like this organization. Normally, when you think of pirates, you think on the water. These are land pirates, Pat.
Right.
And they're robbing these guys when they've got games being played, right?
How are they getting access to their places?
Well, a bunch of different ways, and they're faking deliveries, and they're climbing balconies and all. But this has got to be a point where the FBI is freaking involved. The NFL is telling their players, hey, man, be a little more discreet on your social media and, just pay a little bit of attention. But, Patrick, this is like an organized pirate.
Might need to start hiring, for game days or whatever, and hire somebody just to watch the house or sit the house.
Yeah. But, man, this has become a bit of a real
$100. I think that'd be worth, not letting somebody run and steal and
But you think hold on now, this guy better not be giving me a ticket. I'm parked in front of Sliders. I normally park in the back, but I did the pay thing,
It was full.
I did the pay thing, so.
What was the back parking lot full?
Yeah, it was. So anyway, it's an epidemic, man. People are getting robbed. These athletes are getting robbed. And think about it. If you've got a big, nice house, Patrick, and you got multiple people that live in that house, they're all going to go to the game, right? Nobody's going to stay back home. They're going to go to the game.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Especially if you got kids. Kids are going. Yeah, everybody's going.
Hey, you know what I need, Patrick? This weather, I need a fire pit. You have a fire pit?
No, I think we do. That solo stove one, that's the one. I think it's like $500. So it's
I just need a little.
But it'll sit. You get one. It'll end up just sitting in your storage for 8 months.
I get it.
That's the thing about having a fire pit in Florida.
I get it. All right, let's take a break. We're at the top of the hour. We'll come back. I know it's a short segment. Pat, I want to talk about the kickoff, the noon kickoff in Gainesville. It's kind of odd. It is kind of odd. As we go to break, though, I think the earliest kickoff Florida has ever had, they had a 9:30 kickoff one time within the last 15, 20 years. Can you believe that? In Florida Field, they kicked off, I think it was either 9:30 or 10 a.m., and it was hurricane-induced. They had a big storm. A storm was coming, and they wanted to get everybody out of the stadium before like 7 or 8, so they kicked it off at like 9:30. All right, Pat, let's talk some Ole Miss, Florida. What happened Saturday, man? It could go either way, and I'm worried if Ole Miss gets it rolling, man, what the atmosphere may be in the stadium. We'll talk about that. Hour number 2. Pat, stay where you're at. Zach Rock, stay where you're at. You folks stay where you're at. We'll kick off hour number 2 on a Thursday from the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach.
Friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all that and a large climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, big game coming up Saturday, high noon kickoff in Gainesville, Florida, Ole Miss. A unique kickoff, Patrick. But I expect the crowd to still be electric. Maybe a little late arriving. It's hard to get there. And the student section will be a little sparse until about the end of the first quarter. But I expect a big crowd. What do you think happens over there, Pat? Obviously, we'll talk Thursday, Friday, make our picks. But, man, I could see this thing going a multitude of ways. If Ole Miss gets rolling Florida,
it's over.
If
Ole Miss starts strong, I think it's over.
Yeah, and I'm curious, Patrick, what the atmosphere inside the stadium would be if Ole Miss puts a 38-10 kiss on Florida. You know, that'll eliminate the LSU game. That game will be forgotten if Florida gets the you-know-what beat out of them by Lane Kiffin and the boys. I think the atmosphere, it could get kind of dicey for Napier. I could see some chants breaking out, or hear some chants breaking out. And it could be an ugly atmosphere if Florida doesn't compete, I think, Saturday.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to be that close of a game. But if the big but here is, can Florida's defense of line, if they can build off of that pressure and getting to the quarterback, absolutely, I think there's a chance. I think that's the most important factor. I think that is the most important factor.
Also, I would like to see, if he's healthy enough, Lagway's got to run the ball at least early a couple of times to give the threats. You know what I mean? You got to have that threat that you may pull it out of the running back's belly and keep it and go around the end. He wasn't doing that at all. Can he scramble a little bit? Can he run with the football a little bit just to back? Because, Ole Miss got a hell of a defensive front. I mean, they'll get after you now. Ole Miss plays plays good football on the defensive side now.
Yeah,
that's probably
They're
the best thing.
Better than Lane's better than he's
Absolutely.
had. A lot better.
That's where I was going to go. That's probably the best thing he's done in the last 5 years. It took him 2 or 3 years, but he figured out you just can't outscore everybody in the SEC, man. You're going to run into some good defenses, and Kiffin really had to rebuild that or build that defense. He's done a real good job. But man, I tell you, would you agree, Patrick? If Ole Miss just puts a knot on Florida's head Saturday, I think all the feel good from LSU is wiped away. I think it's total. Would you agree with that? I think it's wiped away.
Not all, because knowing that there's still a chance to make the game, and we got to get in touch with our Gator Bowl buddies, because Florida may they go 6-6 eligible. Why not choose the Gators for that game, the SEC team?
Yeah, but I do. I think that LSU win, that feel good win from this past Saturday. If Florida loses to Ole Miss and competes, and they're in there, and it's a 10-point game, a 7-point game, I think there could be some value. If they get rolled by Ole Miss, I think that LSU feel good is gone. I think it's wiped away. I think people will say, "Hey, man, LSU was a mess when they rolled in." He doesn't need to get rolled. And how ironic is it that
never getting rolled would obviously be the preference,
yes. How ironic is it?
Don't get your kicked in.
Yeah, I agree. How ironic is it that the coach that a lot of Gator Nation wants is going to run into the stadium on the other sideline? How weird is that Kiffin's coming to Gainesville this year? Hadn't been there in 15 years, by the way.
Right? It's been that long?
I think it was like 09 with Tennessee.
Lane was there?
With Tennessee in 09. And man, of all the years for him to pop back up, it's this year. How ironic is that?
Yeah, I hear you. Goodness.
And I also wonder, Florida's crowd historically hasn't been a big sign crowd. Some crowds bring signs. They haven't been a big sign crowd. But I wonder if there were if there were spotted some derogatory signs, would Florida run those, have security go get them? You know what I mean? Hey, Ole Miss, we want your coach and stuff like that.
It's got to get on TV. I think that's where they'll get it. If it gets on TV, then without a doubt that's getting spotted and getting.
You think so? They'd run it out.
There's nothing. They don't do anything. They check signs before, but if you bring a blank sign, and what if you got markers? When you come to the stadium, you can just write something up there real quick. Find a space to write on your poster.
Yeah.
I'm sure people have done that before too.
Oh, I would think so.
We got some absolutely will not let you get through with.
Sure. We've got some college news and notes. Did you see where Colorado's Travis Hunter has stated that he is for sure entering the draft?
Yeah,
for sure. And we all thought that. I mean, he's a top 5 pick, right? Maybe the number 1 pick.
Oh yeah, I think he's definitely going to be. Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Terry. This is what I wanted to think. Jaguars will be the first team if things continue. If the season were to stop right now, first team to get 3 number 1 picks in 5 years.
Yeah, not bad.
With the number 1 pick, what are we getting? Are we holding King's ransom to try to get more draft picks to give that number 1 spot up? I think so. I think that might be better. Like I think Travis Hunter is sensational. I just don't think
I agree.
It's the best for the franchise to get him. Hate to say
I agree. Well,
he would
Patrick,
be. I would love to have him here. I would absolutely.
I don't think they should go King's ransom for draft picks. I think they should go King's ransom for a couple of players that starters. I mean, proven. Maybe not the best offensive lineman on somebody's team, but a good, solid offensive lineman, and I'll go defensive back, and I get their pick too. They may have the 8th pick or what have you, but I'm with you. If the Jacksonville, I'm going to say this a million times before the draft in April, if the Jacksonville Jaguars do land the number 1 pick this year in the upcoming NFL draft, if they use that pick and draft 1 player, I don't care if it's a new regime, they should all be fired. That would be the stupidest thing they could do, if you ask me. Get one player.
Yeah, when you need so much, the Jags need so much.
Yeah.
And gosh, yeah, get you a. And I was listening to some people, get someone that's proven versus someone that's going to have to, proven in the positions that you need the most help in, versus getting someone that, you're drafting as a rookie. I don't care how good they are, because we've seen plenty of first round picks, especially the Jaguars. Luke Jokel, probably the worst offensive line pick ever in Jaguars history.
God.
How long did he last in the NFL?
God, he bumped around a few, 2 or 3 here, and
how
my
did they
goodness,
miss that so hard? Like, did he just not love football? Like, how does that?
Must have been something. I remember him at Texas A&M. He's a pretty good player. The one thing about Jokel, though, if I remember right, he looked, when I would see him he looked small in the upper body. He just didn't look imposing and like he would be a mauler. You gotta be a mauler in the NFL, don't you?
Let's see.
At that level, you got to be a mauler. Staying with the Colorado Buffaloes, did you see where Colorado, Deion Sanders, they got a commitment from a 5-star quarterback? And with that being said, if Travis Hunter said he's leaving, I don't think the 5-star quarterback is committing because he wants to go play with Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter won't be there. Does that tell you Shedeur Sanders is also gone and this kid may come in and get the job? Yeah.
I didn't know Shedeur had another year.
I think he can. He and Hunter could come back, but
I think both of them are ready. I think they're both going to the NFL.
Absolutely. Did you see where yesterday in an interview, Deion Sanders, and I'm paraphrasing here, but I'm going to use a couple of the words he used. He said about, is he going to leave Colorado anytime soon? He said, you know what? I got the kickstand down. I'm here. Do you think I don't think he's coaching the Buffaloes next year. Just a guess.
It just makes me hard to think, if the Cowboys or someone if they all give him an offer he can't refuse, and
and he wants to coach with his son in the NFL, and this is probably the best chance he could manipulate where his son goes, and he could get the head job, right? By next year, I don't know if you can manipulate that as much if Shedeur's already on a team that already has a coach. Zach, what do you got?
Well, I was just going to throw in a factor here. They was just announced on the Pat McAfee show earlier today that Julian Lewis, who is the number 2 recruit in the 2025 class, is going to be coming to Colorado to play quarterback. So, I think that obviously, especially in today's day and age, players can flip-flop, any which direction. Yeah. But I think that, a move like that says that it feels like Deion Sanders is going to be at Colorado next year. The fact that he's getting this guy. I landing a quarterback, why would you not? This kid, he threw 7 touchdowns in a game. He seems like he's from the state of Georgia, and they got him to move over to come to Colorado. I think that it feels like he really does have his – I don't think he's – now, if he is, then it's going to be hard to believe anything that comes out of this guy's mouth from here on out, because he literally just said the thing about the kickstand, and they literally just signed this guy. And I feel like he's authentic enough where he will stay. Mm-hmm.
If he did leave, I think his answer would be forthright. You could come out and go, well, hey, at the time I meant all that. I was all in with Colorado, but situations changed. My son was the
belligerent, like the Texas A&M coach, baseball coach.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, remember that guy?
Yeah.
But, Deion could say, at the time I was 100% all Colorado. I meant what I said, but the situation changed to the degree my son went 1, 2, 3 to a certain franchise. Mm-hmm. I had the chance to continue. They needed a head coach. Everything aligned right. It will never probably happen like that again, and I had to take this situation.
Yeah, I think that's an opportunity. It's an opportunity it's an opportunity that I may only get offered once.
Yeah.
I may
never.
Let me ask you this with my son.
Patrick, let me ask you this hypothetically: if you're Shedeur Sanders, and obviously he and Deion have a wonderful relationship, but at some point, do you want to continue playing for your dad? He's carved out a niche, and he's a professional quarterback. A few months from now, you wonder: do you want to always be playing for your father? Hell, by next year, he's a professional grown-ass man making his own money.
Well. This situation is so different than Bronny and similar to Charlie Woods, because to an extent of earning their merit, like he would have earned his way there. So anything of that, like your daddy is the reason you're here, like none of that. That can't, because that would be something they'd have to continue to hear nonstop if Shedeur wasn't that good. And
your dad. But do you want to continue playing for your dad? I mean, you love your family. I love my family. Sometimes I have too much family time.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's too much family time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's I'd like to hear them. I'd like to hear the Sanders. If that is, because he has not outright said that. That is not, this is all speculation that people are throwing out there that he wants to keep coach his son in the NFL. Has he come out and actually said that? To your knowledge?
No, I don't think he has. To my knowledge, no.
Yeah,
no.
That's where
it's just speculation, and it's just what we do. It's what we do.
Cool.
I do know
it's a really
the
cool
homework.
thing.
I do know the work I wanted to have Zach look up. Zach, we're going to go to break. When we come back, if you have time during the break, can you look up Bronny James? I want to see what his numbers are in G League. He's been there, about 10 days now? 2 weeks? Let's look up Bronny James and see how he's doing in the G League. Bronny, he's got some NBA experience, some NBA experience. Patrick, did you hear about Dalton Connect the other night? 9 3-pointer, 9.
Yeah.
Wemby hit 8 the other night. Wemby hit 8 3-pointers.
Well, can we be, not be surprised? Because guess what? Dalton Connect did stuff like this in college. So
he's a player, man. He's a good-looking athlete, man. All right, let's take a break. Zach, if you don't mind, if you can get some homework going, see what kind of producer you are. See if you can dig up some stats for Bronny. How's Bronny doing in the G League? That and a lot of other topics we'll get to. Having a fun Thursday edition on a beautiful evening, coming to you live from Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch, we have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Okay. All right, guys, let's do a little research here. Bronny James, we got talking about. I don't know how or why, but we got talking about. And Zach, Patrick, I think Zach's got his stats. He's only played, 2 games in the G League? Is that right, Zachary? What do you got? Give us some numbers.
Yeah, so through 2 games in the G League, Bronny James is averaging about, he's averaging actually exactly 5 points per game. He is shooting 21% from the field.
Oh, my gosh.
He is averaging a strong 3 assists. I mean, that's decent. He's passing the ball and getting 2.5 rebounds.
What is his 3-point percentage?
3-point percentage is 0. He's attempted 3 and made 0.
Oh, Pat.
That's not that bad. That's not that bad.
0 for 3.
The
0 for 3 from long
field goal. That's pretty bad.
I don't get this. It says he's attempted half a free throw and made half a free throw. I don't understand this statistic.
No,
that's impossible.
I don't
what?
get that.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Maybe
he's shooting 100% free throw.
Maybe they let his dad
LeBron
take his free throws for him.
I think it's his average. I think he shot 1 free throw in 1 game, so his average would be a half a free throw per game. I think that's what that is. Yeah, we figured it out.
So does it have his total shots in 2 games? Like he's made 7 out of.
I think he's
48?
attempted 19 and has made 4.
19 and made 4 of 19. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not particularly great.
Honestly, that sounds about right.
That's about 3 times as good as he did at USC last year. So that's actually a pretty big improvement.
And Patrick, what we're doing right now, we're not the only show that's doing this, and we're not doing it out of spite, but he was in the news. This is kind of part of the reason why I feel bad for him. He didn't ask for this. And this is happening across the country. Different shows are doing let's have fun with Bronny. And I'm not trying to be mean here, but Patrick, I've been standing up for Bronny for a year. You could see this coming. You could see LeBron wanting that quasi record where he played with the Sun in an NBA game. But I'm like, man, it's going to be tough on this kid. It's going to be real tough on this kid. And it is. This is being done a bunch of shows. It's being done in a bunch of shows. Hey, I want to get back to the topic we talked about. Patrick, the NFL has 32 franchises. There has never they don't have enough quality quarterbacks. If the league was if the NFL only had like 28, it would work. Here's some names of guys that have played quarterback recently in the NFL. Tommy DeVito, Tyrod Taylor, Cooper Rush, Gardner Minshew.
Put some respect on his name. He stayed in the league and been a great backup.
He can't play. Get him out. Hey,
he's solid. He's very solid.
I got a list here, guys. I'm going through a list here. Slow down here. All right. Gardner Minshew is lucky to be in the NFL. Case Keenum, Tyler Huntley, C.J. Beathard, Easton Stick, P.J. Walker, Tim Boyle played for the Dolphins, Clayton. You could go on and on. There's not enough good quarterbacks for 32 franchises. I mean, it's terrible. Jump in, guys. Okay.
What do you think? Why? Like, is part of it because some of the great, obviously you got guys that you think and have the evidence to be good and they just they're bust. That's one thing, but the developmental process for guys going to the NFL, do you think that's behind?
It could be, but there's no God-given guarantee that if you have 32 franchises, you got to have, 42 quality quarterbacks. I think they may just have too many. I don't think there's enough quality head coaches out there. I don't think there's enough quality general managers out there.
I'm more on board with that.
Hey, if the NFL was 28 franchises, 24, the product would be a lot better because you would have better quarterbacks across the league. And right now, I don't know. I don't know if do y'all agree with that? There's not enough good. This tells you why you should never expand right now. Another expansion would be terrible. You don't have enough quarterbacks now.
And 32 is such a nice, even, perfect number too. I think the GMs and coaches thing is more thing than the quarterbacks. Yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
Well, I was just going to say, I would like, the best teams, how many teams made the playoff? 6?
I think
it's
14, 7 on each.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
14, 7 on both sides.
I think it's 14, 7 and 7.
The 7 best teams of the AFC and the 7 best teams of the NFC. I think that would maybe make us forget a little bit about bad quarterback play. The argument against that, the Giants were 8-8 when they won one of their Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So, but could you imagine being 6-0 and winning your division, or like 6-12 or 6-11?
Yeah.
You win all of your conference games and you're in the playoffs and you get.
Make it happen.
It can happen. It hasn't yet. But
this spins over to what a tall mountain the Jaguars have. If you really break it down, the Jaguars, if you think about when they have to go free agent shopping and when they have to go head coach shopping and when the Jaguars have to go general manager shopping, you guys realize the Jaguars, they can't go to the A list. The Jaguars always have to go to the B list. Do y'all know that? I mean, think about it. Here are the head coaches the Jaguars have had. Tom Coughlin, now he's a solid coach, but that's a little bit of an asterisk because that was a brand new franchise and the league hadn't expanded in a long time. So a lot of guys wanted to get into the NFL. So Coughlin is a little bit of an outlier. Del Rio, Malarkey, Bradley, Marone, Meyer, Peterson. When Jacksonville goes, and it's going to happen this time too, the Jaguars, because of their stature, they can't go looking at A-list coaches. They have to look to the B list. Would you guys agree with that? I mean, it stinks, but it's true. I mean, that whole list is B-listers. They've never attracted A-listers, right? Am I wrong?
Jack Del Rio, he had some tough breaks. He could have turned into an A-lister. You think most of those guys, Gus Bradley, Marone, Jack Del Rio?
But what I'm saying is, Patrick, let me stop you.
They should have been better off just staying coordinators.
Let me stop you. Let me stop you about Del Rio. He's a perfect example. He wasn't a commodity proven. They had to take a flyer on him. He was a coordinator. They hoped like hell. The Jaguars, it's so tough for the Jaguars because they're a franchise. I mean, look at free agency. And Zach, I want you to jump in.
Yeah.
In the history of the Jaguars, the Randy Mosses, the Tom Brady, Randy Moss when he's a free agent, the Derrick Henrys when he's a free agent, the Tom Brady's, the stars, the Jaguars never can shop in that department store ever.
I think
they never sign one. They can't ever sign the big guy, the A-listers.
I think it could have been within the realm of possibility that Brady could have chosen the Jaguars as his team instead of the Buccaneers. Maybe. I could have fathomed that, but it just didn't work out that way with the way things were. You don't think so?
No, I don't either.
I don't think there's any.
We're in Florida. What? We're in Florida. He can control. He can get Grant to come to Jacksonville. He can get Antonio Brown to come to Jacksonville. Yeah. Anyway,
I'll tell you, we've talked about this too, guys. About
Trent Baalke would not have.
Trent Baalke would say no to Tom Brady. He's not that incompetent. Come on, man.
He'd mess that up somehow. He'd mess it up.
That'd be crazy.
He'd mess it up.
Was that before they drafted Trevor Lawrence, or was that the exact same year that Brady went to Tampa?
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I don't recall. But my overall point is, it's so hard for the Jaguars. They're not an A-list franchise. When it comes to free agents, the free agents don't want to come here. It's not. It's if they want to go to Florida, maybe the Bucks can sign them. Maybe the Dolphins. It's just not sexy. So it's hard for the Jaguars when it comes time to get a coach. The Jaguars can't earmark the red hot coach. They have to get an up and coming guy, and hope it hits. Right? They have to get a guy that.
And the perfect candidate that in my opinion they should go for is the guy that just hung 52 points on him in Detroit. It should be their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. He's never had a head coaching job, but he should be the guy that they go all in on.
You walked right into it.
Here we go.
Every season, every season at the end of the year, there are 2 or 3 red hot coordinators. Ben Johnson is one of the 2 or 3.
Oh, yeah.
The Jaguars can't get it. The 2 or 3 red hot coordinators, they don't listen. They don't call the Jaguars. They're not. They're going right by them.
They got to call.
The Jaguars
turn the job down.
The Jaguars can't get in that bidding war. They just don't consider the Jaguars. That guy's not going to consider the Jaguars, is he?
I don't know, man. I don't really necessarily. I just don't accept that as an answer. You gotta give him a better sales pitch. Offer him the world. Offer him GM control. Offer him everything.
Like, but other franchises are money. Other franchise because he's the hot guy.
I don't care.
Because he's the hot guy. Other franchises are offering that. He's the hot guy.
Yeah, but I just don't.
Jaguars just can't.
Why not the Jags though? Like, why not them? Like, why can't I don't know. I reject this notion. They live in a tax-free state. They got cool uniforms. There's a beach here. Yeah. Why not them? I don't know, man. I just reject this.
I love what you're saying, though, Zach. We've talked about those 2 things way back when this team was coming here. When it was announced, there were 2 things that people pointed out, and learned people. These are smart people I respect, and they thought it would really help Jacksonville. Was A, what you said, no state income tax, and B, they thought a natural turf field, right? A lot of the players want to play on grass. They want to play on grass. They prefer to the grass. And you know what? Those two situations have yet to yield what they thought. A lot of learned people thought.
I mean, they never get the guy. The best they can get is Gabe Davis and Christian Kirk. They don't get the DeAndre Hopkins.
They don't get the A-listers. That's That's exactly the A-list players, free agents, coaches.
It doesn't have to be that way. I don't know, man.
I don't know the answer. Hey, think about how behind the 8 ball. And I feel for the Jaguars. If you cannot, the only way Jacksonville gets a huge player is if they have the number 1 draft in the first round, and the player has to come to them. You know what I mean?
I mean,
that's tough to compete, man.
That's the way it's been. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to compete like that. Patrick, what are you all smiles about over there?
Me?
What are you all smiles about?
I got a visor. I got a
what? Yeah, what is that?
The 96.
96. Where'd you get that? I'm a visor guy.
I don't know who sent this to me.
What do you mean? Don't know?
I don't know. It came from. My mom just brought a box and it says alma mater, and I don't know who sent it. I forgot. Whoever did.
Let me see.
No, it looks.
No, it's one of those big ones. It's too big. Too big.
Gosh, that's awful.
What do you put it back on, Zach? What do you think? Zach, what do you think about this visor?
How do they do that?
Well, it's way too big for your noggin there.
Yeah,
it looks like a bucket hat.
It almost looks like I have like I'm trying to go and play with Mario and Luigi.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
But that is one of those the big visors are in too. That's a big visor. Patrick, I got to be honest with you. Can I tell you something truthfully?
Here we go.
Can I tell you something truthfully?
Go for it.
Okay.
Feel pretty bad.
That visor makes me have to tell this story. All right, Zach. This is honest. And Patrick, you were so freaking kind about a month ago. You did something so kind, and I appreciated it. So you were in Gainesville, I think, speaking or something, and you went shopping or something, and you came back and you gave me, I like visors.
Yeah.
I like to wear visors. And Zach, he came back and he gave me this gorgeous, was it the Gator golf visor?
Yeah, the swing one.
The swinging Gator, yeah. I know that logo.
Swinging Gator, it was white. I like white visors because they go with everything, right? Patrick, I get home. I'm excited. I put it on. It's one of those big visors. It looks terrible on me, man. It looks so I can't really wear it, Patrick. I feel bad.
Well, I got this one too. And
did you spend your hard-earned money on it?
No.
Please say no. Please say no.
Where is it?
Zachary, it's huge. It's this, it's that big size.
It's like one
of those. They don't look great on everybody, right? They don't look great on everybody. The big one.
Oh yeah, I cannot be a visor guy.
Fits.
I turned into a visor guy.
I'm throwing this hat.
I'm not putting on. No.
I turned into a visor guy about 5 years ago or so. I never wore ball caps. I've gotten to where I just don't want to have to get all cleaned up. I just throw a visor on and go.
Yeah, easy enough.
Patrick, I feel bad about that. Did you?
And they got moved.
Sorry. Did you spend hard-earned money on that visor? Please tell me you didn't spend money. Thank God, because man, it just doesn't look good on me, Patrick. And I'm not going out of the house if I don't look good. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. All right, Zach, let's take another break here. We'll come back and start wrapping things up. A Thursday edition live right here on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar. Of course, you know by now, featuring Safe Harbor Seafood.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
All right, we're putting the landing gear down, fellas. We're starting to land this Thursday edition. Tomorrow, Friday, we're on the other end of the beach. We're at Bricks Jacks Beach. Come by, say hi, 4 to 6, happy hour. What a fun atmosphere right now at Sliders, man. You got to get by here. This is great Sliders weather. They can control the patio. They drop these plastic, kind of like plastic walls. So they heaters everywhere. They control the patio climate. Great place, great food, great atmosphere. Sliders Oyster Bar. Fellas, we've got a couple games tonight to the Thursday night NFL game. Be fun to watch Pittsburgh, but they play Cleveland. Cleveland's like 2-8, and a decent college game if you want to watch a little college ball tonight. North Carolina State 5-5 at Georgia Tech. Guys, y'all realize Georgia Tech is 6-4, bowl eligible. They've had a hell of a year. Georgia Tech's had a nice they've beat FSU and Miami in the same year. How about that, Patrick? You don't hear that very often. Georgia Tech wins. Yeah, wins over Florida State and Miami in the same football season. Georgia Tech 6-4, bowl bound. I'll tell you a nice bowl matchup, and I think it could happen because it's ACC and SEC. You know, a good bowl matchup would be Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt. Wouldn't that be a good bowl matchup? Both of them are having surprisingly good years.
Yeah.
They don't go to bowls very often. I think that would be a fun matchup.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
You like that? You like that for the Gator Bowl over Florida? And I like that game better for a Gator Bowl.
What are you trying to accomplish? If you're the Gator Bowl, you're trying to, get eyeballs and sell every seat out. Lagway and the Gators would sell every seat out. Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech would bring a lot of fans. I don't know if they would totally sell that place out though. And I don't know if people would more people want to watch Vandy, Georgia Tech, or man, this Florida guy in Lagway. Let's watch this guy, right? I think you'd have more eyeballs. Pat, what are you doing? Taking a test or something? You look like you're taking a math test that you didn't study for.
No.
You look like you're taking a math test, didn't he? You see him, Zach? He's like, oh, why didn't I read that chapter again?
Yeah, I definitely felt like there was some thinking going on beyond the effort. Sure,
yeah.
Some.
Yeah. Hey, one of the big college games coming up Saturday is this Saturday for the long term of this season. I'm going to say this: this Saturday, Ohio State has to put up or shut up. Everybody preseason loved their roster.
I can't wait.
We thought they were going to be this. We thought they were going to be this juggernaut, and I get it. They've only lost one game. They play Indiana in Columbus. Even if they get in the playoffs, Ohio State, if they don't put a good performance together, I don't think they're going to make a run. Why is Ohio State? What are they missing? Something is just they're better than they play on the field, and I know they've only lost one.
I don't think quarterback's that great.
You think it's the quarterback?
I just don't. He's not C.J. Stroud or
it might be Will Howard. Will Howard,
okay.
They got him from Kansas State.
He would have been a better fit. Well, it's too hard to say that. I'll say he would have been a better fit at Notre Dame, but Riley Leonard and Notre Dame, they're rolling right now.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of Indiana either. Indiana really needs a good win because I think some people, if Ohio State routes Indiana, and I don't think that's going to happen, but if they do, a lot of your voters, a lot of your people are going to say, okay, Indiana was cute. So this may be the only way Indiana gets in might be,
if Indiana can beat Ohio State, wouldn't that be so crazy that Kirk Cignetti could do that, and Howard James Franklin still has not been able to pull that off.
I didn't think of that angle, Patrick.
Yeah, I thought about that. Yeah.
Oh, that is brutal.
With less money, with less better players, less tradition. A non-football school.
Yeah, quote unquote. Wow, that is a great angle. Man, that would hurt Franklin's staying power, wouldn't it? Can you imagine Cignetti rolls in and makes it not only makes it to Indianapolis, but they win it and he gets in. But Ohio State, they need to play really good. They need to show that they're the team we thought they were. I think Ohio State, that game, I'm trying to find that. Let me see if I can find that. 1 second. Obviously, I think that's a nooner as well, isn't it? Let's take a look here.
Oh, yeah, it's a nooner.
Yeah,
for sure.
That is a nooner. Yeah, here it is. So you've got Florida Ole Miss at noon, opposite Indiana Ohio State. So nationally, many more people will watch Indiana Ohio State. Boy, doesn't it feel like Miami hadn't played a game in a long time? The Hurricanes, they play a nooner as well.
Yeah.
When's the last time they played a game? God almighty. I'm trying to look around here. SMU, one of my fun teams. They're 9-1, trying to make it. They're trying to make it to Charlotte. And Patrick, I don't know if we had you on. Were you on when we talked about the Texas A&M setup?
Say that again.
Were you on when we discussed what's going on with Texas and Texas A&M for
I might have missed that.
It's really interesting. Texas plays Kentucky Saturday. Texas A&M plays Auburn Saturday. Both games the Texas schools should win. If Texas and Texas A&M both win this Saturday, they play next Saturday. The winner will be half of Atlanta. So the winner of that if they both win this week, one of those spots will be either Texas or Texas A&M in the SEC.
Gotcha.
How about Texas A&M? Still hanging around, man.
Yeah, they're still hanging around. They are a quarterback away from being so much better than where they are.
They only have one conference loss, and it was a shellacking in Columbia, South Carolina. The only conference loss they've suffered. I know.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
That was real bad.
Zach? Who is South Carolina lost to?
They lost to LSU, Alabama, Ole Miss. And the LSU and Alabama games were very close. The Ole Miss game was kind of a blowout, like 27-7 or 10 maybe.
And the LSU game's killing you now. But to South Carolina's credit, though, when they lost to LSU weeks ago, LSU's a mess right now. They weren't totally a mess way back then. So LSU caught them South Carolina caught LSU at a bad time. You know what I mean? LSU still had their together back then. They're a train wreck right now.
Yeah, and they had 2 pick sixes that got called back.
Yep. Yeah. Florida caught LSU at a great time. LSU's a mess right now. They were a mess when they rolled into Gainesville. They were absolutely.
Brian Kelly was beside himself on the sideline. Yeah, everything is unraveling 100%. Yeah.
Teams fighting. There's arguing. Florida caught that. Now, I'm not taking away from Florida's win. It was a good win, and you take a win over LSU anytime you can get it. But LSU was a real mess and is a mess right now. They're a mess. It's going to be interesting. I think Clark Lee is going to get SEC Coach of the Year because what he's done at Vanderbilt. But damn, Shane Beamer, he should get a lot of votes. He should get a lot of votes, man. I didn't see it coming. I definitely didn't see it coming. I think Jacksonville would. Zach, I know you'd like it. I think Jacksonville, the Gator Bowl boys, if they can't get Florida, they wouldn't mind South Carolina second time in 3 years.
Yeah.
You want to get programs that are on an upswing. You want to get the big boys. Don't get me wrong, the big boys. The problem with some of the big boys is sometimes you get the big boy and it's a perceived down year for the big boy. You know what I mean? You go, oh, we're going to the Gator Bowl, but we wanted the Sugar Bowl or the Rose Bowl to come. South Carolina, they're in an upswing right now. If they finish their season out, they go out and beat Clemson, man, they're flying into Jacksonville if the Gator Bowl can get them, right?
Oh yeah, and I mean when they played Notre Dame a couple of years ago, it was a packed house. Both sides represented pretty well in that. Yeah, I mean if they beat Clemson and Clemson wins the ACC, I'm going to be shouting from the top of my lungs to everyone that we deserve to be in the playoff. I mean, They will have beaten multiple teams that are going to be in the playoffs and multiple top 25 teams. But I mean, I understand that we got 3 losses and it's going to be hard.
You're going to be the only one shouting that, but you can shout it all you want.
I'll shout it, man. Like, if we knock off Clemson and they're in the top 4, how are we not in? What do you mean? But you got to beat Clemson. You got to beat Wofford first.
Patrick, let's last 2 or 3 minutes talk a little Gator basketball. You worked the game the other day. I watched the game. Outmanned Florida A&M. Gators still struggling with the ball going down from long range. Do you see what I see? They will be a good shooting team. They've got good shooters. Am I wrong? I know they're missing the shots.
Yeah, just a lot of shots aren't falling and they're getting really good looks. My concern is, down low. Ruben Chinyelu, as of this moment, I don't see what they saw in him, and I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm not trying to be harsh. Terry, he can't take a hook shot on balance. They don't give him the ball because there's a reason. And he'll get great post position and whatnot, but I don't see him blocking a lot of shots. I don't see him getting a lot of offensive rebounds. So I'm like this, and then Alex Condon. I think sometimes he's getting to the free throw line a lot. He's getting the free throw line the most. Yeah. Sometimes he is a counter move guy, but in order for your counter to be good, sometimes you got to not counter and just go up with it straight away. Because he was having some struggles with keeping the ball, and he got blocked like 4 or 5 times against FAMU.
That number 20 was a long,
like 4 of 15 shooting.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: is if you don't like Chinyelu, if I'm pronouncing it right enough, is Sam Alexis a guy big enough to come in and take his spot, or no? Is Alexis got in?
He's not. They're different. They do have different builds, but yeah, Sam Alexis is. I believe he is tall. I like Sam Alexis. He has post game. He definitely can make some shots down the post. So I like him a lot more than Chinyelu right now. I just don't understand how they couldn't get this guy confident to make a hook shot right now. Like he looks.
What's he doing wrong?
He looks so uncoordinated, and his balance is so off. Like is it
fixable?
I hope so. I'd love to see what they've been doing with him, because I'm like, man, have y'all worked with, like, in my mind I was like, have y'all worked with him at all? Does he know how to make a hook shot?
Is it just a repetition thing, you think, or is he just fundamentally not,
Yes.
Or you know what? Sometimes guys just don't have a knack. Maybe he just doesn't have a knack, Everybody doesn't have a free shot,
not
right?
The answer, but yes, my yes falls into that category too. That can be.
So is he right now just a rebound dunk guy? Is that all he can do?
That's it.
Yeah, run the court. He does run the court decent.
He's going to hurt them because I don't know if he's a guy that you would trust passing the ball to if the guard gets trapped to the free throw line.
Yeah,
and to make passes. Like, I know Hal and Condon can do that. I think Alexis can. I don't think he's.
Well, you're buzz killing me now. I think Florida's going to win the national title. You're bringing me down for the first time. Where did this come from?
He's got to get. All I'm asking. I'm not asking. I'm just asking for a hook shot. He's got to be a threat. He is not a threat offensively at all.
Debbie Downer, Patrick Young, Debbie Downer. Man, what happened?
Truth hurts, Terry.
Hey, that number 20, that long guy for FAMU was pretty good. I thought that number 20 was pretty good the other night.
He had a bunch of hook shots, or a bunch of he did. He had a bunch of hook shots. He was pretty good.
Yeah, long drink of water.
And by the way, the second half, the score was tied, 38-38.
How about that? They played them. Yeah, I'm telling you, Florida is going to end up being a good outside shooting team. All their guys they do everything but go in. Pat, I know that sounds crazy.
They've got to do it.
Sounds crazy. So, all right, guys, let's go. I got to get some tables free here as the dinner crowd's coming in. Let's get out of here a minute or so early, if that's okay, Zach. That'll wrap it up. Appreciate all of our good folks here at Sliders Oyster Bar, featuring Safe Harbor Seafood, the freshest seafood, the best seafood, right out of from the dock to your plate that quick. That's how fresh it is at Sliders Oyster Bar. That'll wrap it up. We'll get back together tomorrow. We'll be down in Jacksonville Beach tomorrow, 4 to 6, happy hour from Bricks Jack's Beach on a Friday. It's always fun. Remember the $12.99 ribeye special. Go check it out. We'll be down there for 2 hours talking sports with you on the Young and Norvelle Show. Have a great rest of your Thursday, everybody. We'll talk tomorrow.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jacks with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.